It's my life, it's your life, it's our life, it's our life, it's our life. Come on, it's my life, it's your life, it's our life, it's our life, it's our life. You got to make a decision.
Welcome to the Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast. I am Rash, your host. And we do this every 7:30 to 8:30, the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. No bars and stars, just you, me, and life issues, man. Holla-tics 2.0 is what I like to call it. Hollatics, y'all check in from around the globe. Thanksgiving colors are flying in the background, of course, y'all. We're gonna spend this show talking about having a happy holiday, but we still gonna be thought-provoking. So, Hollatics, y'all check in. John Raymond is present and accounting for. Kelly Dumas is checking in. Hollatics are checking in from around the nation, around the globe sometimes even. Y'all know we charting in Germany a little bit. Got some people in Germany checking out the show. A couple other places, but U.S. soil is where we get most of our listenership. So Hollatics, y'all check in from around the globe. It's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. Kelly Dumas say Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, bro. We gotta pull one of our boycations or something, man. Hollatic Mike Robinson say Happy Thanksgiving. Of course, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Mike. The whole family, man. Y'all whole family, man. Of course, I don't mind telling y'all one by one, brother. I know Gabe gonna check in a minute. Hollatics, y'all check in from around the globe. It's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. I am Rash, your host, chief hollatician, narrator, orator, and the hardest Negro on the 6 feet since Eric Easy E. Right. Peace to the West Coast gangster. This the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. If you've never been here before. No bars and stars here, man. We don't do celebrity culture. We love celebrities, right? We all got our favorite celebrities. You ask any of the Hollatics, they'll tell you DeAndre Hopkins, Denzel Washington, Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever, you know. Rod Woe is checking in. Hollatic Rod Woe is checking in. But, you know, the Hollatics, what's up, Tanisha? Hollatic Tanisha Atkins is checking in. But you know, Hollatics, we have our favorite celebrities, right? But we don't do celebrity culture here. It's not that we're against it, you know. I just feel like other people do it so well that we don't have to do it here, right? We can talk about me plus you and the choices we have to make, what I call Poli-Sci 2.0, what we call Hollaticking, right? Hollatics from around the globe is checking in. It's the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. Like Rod Woe say in the comments, we do this every night. Hollatics, y'all check in, man. I'm probably not going to what I want to say, man. I'm probably not gonna have a show tomorrow. I'm gonna let y'all tend to y'all families, man. You know, I think it's cordial. Even though we family here, right? We family here. And so I may need to put like a big turkey right here and cut it in. You know, we have a Hollatic Thanksgiving show, but I'm not going to do that, man. Too much stuff going on in the world, right? And I know some of y'all got visiting relatives, so you might need to have your mask on or be COVID-19 cautious tomorrow. So you don't need to be worried about Hollatic. We not going to have a Hollatic show tomorrow. give you time to be with the families. Also, we'll take Friday off as well. A lot of y'all already do that though. Y'all be like with y'all loved ones on Fridays. And I try to keep it ladies on Fridays, man. Last Friday we talked about ladies in business. And I'm going to continue that vein line next week. After this show, you will see me Monday, and we will continue on the Women in Power vein line. I got some guests, very close friend of mine. Won't leak it out the bag, but got some female entrepreneurs I will be putting on the show next week as guests. So we can just chop it up, man. I think I don't think it's by coincidence, but women are coming into, women are coming into power. The vice president, Kamala Harris, what they like to say, president-elect, but of course she's there now. She was true inspiration. And as I've been checking out equities in Wall Street, I went over some of this couple days ago, man. But women are kicking butt in business, man. So I just wanted to highlight them, show them some respect, pay them some love, that is. But we're going to pick all that up on next week, man. Tonight's show, floor subject is, we just going to be sharing some stuff about, what you thankful for. Now, if you know me, I'm not a real big holiday guy, man. I'm not a real big holiday guy. I think we commercialize it so much here in America. Not that I'm against that. It's just not my vein. When you got consumer versus producer, I consider myself to be a producer. So I'm not always consumer gung-ho. We consumerize everything. Even holidays is sacred as Thanksgiving. I understand the feasting and stuff, man. But, I think this holiday is one of them times we should be grateful. And so that's what tonight's show is going to be about. But we're going to peel back some news before we go there. I'm going to peel back some news and, we'll do the whole RAS report thing, man. Hollatics are checking in from around the globe. This is the Holla-tics Live Inactive Podcast. We still doing the RAS report, for a little while. And then we're going to get into tonight's floor subject, man. So if you want to know what the RAS report is, that is some of my stock picks that I think will do well in the next 2 quarters. I'm going to probably slim that down to the next quarter because 2 quarters is too broad. It's not really when you're an investor, but if you're getting speculative advice from somebody and they tell you something is going to be doing good in 2 quarters, you can almost figure that out on your own. If you're saying, man, this is going to be doing well 6 months from now, you could probably figure that out on your own. Maybe not. Maybe you're not into that. But I feel like I could sharpen the RAS report up to a little bit less than 2 quarters. I'm going to keep these predictions at 1 quarter. So the RAS report is stocks that I believe is going to do well within the next quarter, or the first quarter in 21, I should say. So we kind of chewing down the line. We went over some of these a couple days ago, but I'm going to keep chewing down the line today. I wonder if that's not right on there. Hollatics, y'all check in though. Kelly Dumas say, I love the holidays, but I agree with you. Too commercialized. I know, huh, Kelly? We find reason to put price tags on everything here in America. And I don't want to be complaining. I don't want to be a negative Nancy about it. But I don't want to be a negative Nancy about it, man. But I think sometimes we could chill, right? We could chill a little bit. Y'all forgive me. I was just trying to fix that on the screen. Y'all was looking at second part of that message, man. But yeah, Kelly, I think we commercialize it too much, man. And then on top of the commercialization of holidays, we backtrack with cliche, right? We say, oh, it's about family and it's about loved ones and stuff. And then, I see so much of the opposite go on often, man. And I know we're not perfect. I'm not looking for a perfect society, but traditions that don't work and, cliches, I feel like they're a waste sometimes. I feel like we could rid that stuff out of society. Cliches and ineffective traditions. I don't feel like we should, entertain that type of stuff, man. So Hollatics, y'all check in. Rod Woe say, did you say Nancy Cray Cray Polo? He said he had to get that in, right? Nancy been kind of quiet lately. She got what she wanted, right? She been kind of quiet lately. I want to see what they gonna do with the stimulus, man, because with the ramp up in COVID and, according to the stock market, you can't tell that the nation is, dying off at a record pace because, Main Street and Wall Street don't always mirror each other. But according to Wall Street, Wall Street is actually doing really well. And it's, just COVID hopefuls, I guess, is why. I don't guess, that's why, But anyway, I mean, in the RAS report, energy is like the big winner for the last month or so. And the last week session, man, energy has been on fire. Now, we Texas guys here, myself, Rywell, Kelly, a lot of the Hollatics that checked in tonight. Not all of them. Of course, I got my Hollatics checking in from around the nation, but some of us Hollatics that checked in tonight, we're Texans, right? And I mean Houston Texans when I say Texans. It just set another record today. That's right. Stock market set another record today. And that's Kelly Doomer's weighing in saying the stock market set another record today. It did. Trump stuck his head out and I don't want to say he was trying to get no credit for it, but it did happen in his presidency. So we won't be spoiled sports, man. We're gonna give Trump some bragging rights on his way out. So it happened on his reign, man. But energy is doing well, man. Check this out. If any of y'all want the RAS report, this is written out stuff that I sit here and write like 3-4 pages of this stuff. With these stocks that you see right there, BA is Boeing, Tesla, the L brand, energy sector, PayPal, and a new one I put down there. That one wasn't on there the other day. We'll talk about that later. We'll probably get into that one next week. But these are picks, man, that, I write out actually reports on. So I can send y'all this stuff. But I'd rather talk about it here for people who want to, dissect and break it down, man. Energy is on fire, man. Energy is a broad sector. There's so many ways you can invest in energy sector with futures, EFTs, and supplemental companies that prosper and facilitate energy. My focus for the sector would be on oil. I'm from Texas, as I'm saying. Also important to know, energy is the top performing sector this month in the overall market. My energy holdings are actually up 30%. And y'all, anybody who follow me, y'all know I do the whole, 20% thing, man. I feel like if you get anything in business, if you get 20% out of a business deal, it's fair. It's fair. I'm not going to say it's good because some people be like, look, Ras, I get 100% or I get 50%. But 20% is good. If you get 20% out of business, but my energy holdings are up 30%. So of course I'm excited. I had to talk about energy. Of course, the vaccine announcement would affect oil. A sign of the world returning to normal means shipping and receiving internationally will soon return back to normal again. There's no green energy to power boats and planes. And once they find one, it'll take years for it to filter through the system. Ships, cargo, and passenger will return to their usage of big oil until the pandemic is completely behind us. And this is me weighing in on energy a little bit. At one point in time, oil was trading in the negative, but it has worked its way back up to $40 a barrel. That's still a long ways from the $80 a barrel heydays. I do not believe it will get back there anytime soon. However, with the economy moving forward, so will energy. The world will get back to traveling and enjoying things we missed. And how we get rid of big oil will not be the focus, I believe, for the first quarter in 21. So I think stuff is going to kind of return back to normal. Again, when you see sectors like energy moving, it's a lot of hopefuls there. The vaccine is real, and of course, it's being distributed as we speak. So, the energy sector is reflecting that. Hollatics, we are talking about the RAS report, man. Stocks that I believe will do well in the next quarter, the first quarter in 21. And however you can find out, or however you can figure out how to capitalize on energy, I suggest you do so. Myself, I invest in EFTs. I've been doing some research on futures. I've not traded futures, but I believe it's something that I will get into in the future, if that makes sense to you, right? I ain't trying to be cool. I'm just trying to give y'all some good information here. But anyway, man, energy is a sector that I believe will perform really well in the next quarter, the first quarter of 21, that is, because we're leaving the last quarter in 20. Earnings seasons is coming to an end, so you see a lot of stocks performing well. The whole market did well, as Kelly was telling us earlier, hit some record numbers. And I think that was why the catalyst is what we say in market talk, was the presidency settling. I think Trump is allowing his people to start briefing the Biden administration. And, Wall Street is starting to feel like, okay, some stability is getting ready. We coming into some stability when it comes to the leadership in the country. And so they are reacting by reinvesting in America, which is the stock market, man. Stephen Hunter is checking in. What's up, Holla-tics? Steve Hunter is in the building. So one of those sectors that's kicking butt like that will be energy, of course. We talked about Boeing. I'm not sure how Boeing did today. I'm going to look it up while we're sitting here talking. But we talked about Boeing the other day. I feel like, again, Boeing took a hit because of, they had some issues, some plane wrecks that took place 20 months ago. And, they got clearance. Boeing is actually, down today. A couple percentage. About 0.5%. But I believe Boeing really will do well in the first quarter. I think as the country gets back to normalcy, so will flights. I know flights are down for the holidays. Some places, but in other places, they experiencing up to 50 to 70% returning back to normal. Me and my wife was watching the news this morning, and we saw, how my wife made a comment this morning. She said, people are tired, man. They trying to get back to normal life. And I do believe that. I honestly believe that. I think people, after a while, even though the pandemic is deadly, they want to get back to normal life, man. And so we're willing to risk. I ain't going to say risk it all. This ain't a game. But we're willing to risk safety sometimes. Just to, just to get back to normal, man. I don't think pandemics are stronger than humanity. And I think after a while, people will, deal better with the facts that You know, some are gonna die, some are gonna live. But we all gotta keep living and pushing forward, man. So in the next quarter, I do believe energy we do well. Boeing, Tesla. Now I wrote up some stuff on Tesla, and I haven't read it. But it's like old news. When you get like news and equities and stuff, man, you have to drop that stuff, man, because a day will go by and you know your news will be old, man. My Tesla news was Tesla will see 600 in the first quarter. It's already at 575. Now, when I wrote this, Tesla was trading at about 513, 525. And it was my prediction that Tesla would see 600 within the first quarter. Anybody could guess that. But I guessed that when the split happened, Tesla was trading at about $2,000. It did a 5-to-1 split. And shares settled around $400. And I predicted that it would see, $600 within the next. I thought it would do it in this quarter, but it didn't. But I believe it will. It may. We still got a few weeks left. Trading is gonna be real slim for the next couple days, but it still can. Tesla still can see 600. Anybody could guess that, of course. I think Tesla will break 600. If not the first quarter, definitely the second quarter. Again, I live here in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the country. And Dallas is the fifth, 4 hours away from Houston. You cannot survive in Houston without transportation. If it is public, Uber, automobile, you will need to see some form of vehicle around here. Right? Tesla gets competition. We talked the versus battle of Tesla's keep moving vehicles with factories right here in the heart of Houston, Texas, Austin. The Cybertruck factory is being built right here in Austin, Texas. And I think that was so smart of Elon Musk. Y'all know I am an Elon Musk fan. I think he's smart because he's building electric vehicles. But here he comes to Texas to build his Cybertruck. I think it was a smart move. It was a way to show we the all capital, right? You know, and you have to meet with the Governor Greg Abbott. I think I posted a picture of him and Governor Greg Abbott together. You got to meet with the governor before you build something like a Tesla factory here in Texas, right? And Elon Musk did that, man. I think it was a smart move. He was showing that, look, even though, my electric vehicles are really in competition with the industry you guys are known for, which is oil, we can do business together. I thought it was a ballsy move by Elon Musk. I thought it was a good one too, because, I'm a future consumer of the Tesla Cybertruck. And so it's going to be wonderful that I don't have to get it shipped to me. I can actually drive down to Austin and get it right there where they build it, man. So that is going to be wonderful, man. Hollatics, y'all check in tonight. We're talking about the RAS report. Because we don't do celebrity culture, man, and I be so much at a loss for news, man. I just talk about the stuff that interests me, which is equities mostly, and what we getting ready to talk about tonight when we hit the floor, which is decisions, choices, man, you have to make, man. It's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. So choices, Potty Side 2.0, that is us. Outside of Tesla, man, again, I spoke about L brand. It got a boost from a good earnings report, and it's been trading down for the last couple sessions. But again, I think at $40 a share, L brand is a good stock to pick because I think they will do well over the holidays. And I think they will, once their earnings report drop for the first quarter, in 21, I think it's going to be promising, and I believe the stock will jump again. Now, if you want to hold it longer than a quarter or 2 quarters, the next 2 quarters, then that might take some further technical analysis as well as fundamental analysis on the stock. But again, I'm a swing trader. I like to hold stocks for 2 weeks. No more than 2 weeks. I will hold a stock more than 2 weeks, but it got to be winning. It got to be kicking butt. If it's not kicking butt in over 2 weeks, then it have to be, something I'm in love with. Maybe a homeboy's company or somebody gave me a tip that I know gonna pay off later on. I actually have a stock like that on the RAS report, but we won't talk about that tonight. We're gonna kind of save some of those for next week, and the RAS report will grow. Again, I'm just not sitting here talking about these things. I actually, full disclosure, some of, if not all of the companies that you see in the RAS report, I either owned at one point in time or I do own. That changes on a daily basis because I watch the market and I trade on a daily basis. I'm not a day trader, but I do watch the market and I switch my positions around, weekly. So some stuff I own, some stuff I get rid of depending on what's going on in my life. I would hope you do the same. You make adjustments. When you're good at something, you know how to make adjustments. If you're not, you're not accustomed to equity trading, then, I suggest you buy and hold until you get a clearer understanding of some of the stuff I'm talking about tonight, though. So we just filibustering right now talking about energy. Energy has been doing real well over the last month, which is contrary to what has happened with energy over the last, even before COVID-19. Energy was not doing well. I think it's starting to pick up and do well. At one point in time, oil was negative. I think it was negative like $4, $8 or something like that, meaning it was trading in the negative, man. That was a great time to make an investment in energy because now we're seeing it take off, and I think it's even gonna do better in the coming next quarter, man. So you do have issues if you talk to people in the oil and gas industry, and they know what they talking about. There is a demand challenge that might take place in January. I think demand is people are starting to draw from the supply, and I think the demand is they're gonna build up the supply again in January. They might make it go a little lower. It might do some jags on, but I'm telling you, I think oil will perform in the next quarter. I think if you're holding it, I think you should keep holding it. I think if you have you've been keeping your eyes on certain EFTs in oil and gas, I think you should make a move right about now. I do believe you will see some profits in the next 3 months. Again, I made some moves on some oil equities maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm already up 30%. In 2 weeks is probably a generous guess. I can't remember exactly when I purchased some EFTs, but it was no more than 2 weeks ago, and I'm already up 30%, man. So I recommend energy for the next quarter. Holla-tics, y'all check in from around the globe. This is the Holla-tic Live Interactive Podcast. We at the top of the hour, so I'm gonna stop running my mouth about these stocks, and then we're gonna hit the floor, man. What y'all think about that, man? Let's hit the floor. For the audio, if you're just tuning in, it's the Holla-tic Live Interactive Podcast. We are now on the floor. Holla-tics check in. We do this every 7:30 to 8:30. No balls and stars, just you, me, and the choices we have to make. I like to call it Poli-Sci 2.0, man. We get really heavy on the floor. Recently, we've been discussing women in business, but that has not been, that would not be the topic tonight. We're going to kind of take it easy because this is Thanksgiving. I always tell y'all, never take it easy on y'all. Never take it easy, but that's a lie. I'm going to take it easy out on y'all tonight, man. We're going to Hollatics, y'all check in, man. We are going to talk about some things that that you're thankful for, that you're grateful for in this season. So I hate when we practice traditions and we do stuff out of cliche. I think it's a waste of time, and also it's ignorance, right? If you're doing something and you don't know why you're doing something, that is a form of ignorance, man, and it really is wasteful. I'm a construdious person, which means I'm kind of analytical. I heard some dude use that word like way back in the gap. I had to figure out what it means. I thought it was cool, but I'm a construdious person, man. So there's very little stuff I get involved in that I don't do my complete research on. Or enough research to satisfy myself. I won't say complete. And so I think that about cliches and traditions. In Thanksgiving tradition, we always talk about family and we have all these cliches. But tonight, we're getting ready to discuss on the floor, man, things we should or should be thankful for. Or things we should be thankful for. I'm a wordsmith. Should is kind of one of them words I don't like to use a lot. Because it kind of like should is kind of like put you in a bondage or a hole or a position that's like everything got to be done this way, and I don't believe that. I think it's multiple ways to do a lot of stuff, man. So I won't say things we should be thankful for. I believe it's things that we need to be grateful for, and some of those things I'm gonna share with you tonight is what I believe things I know at least I should be grateful for. I believe we all should be grateful for. And I want to get past cliches. So Hollatics, y'all check in tonight. Tonight on the floor, we're going to be talking about things we should be grateful for, right? Got that up there wrong. There you go. Things we should be grateful for. Hollatics, y'all check in. This is the floor. If you're just tuning in, it's the Holla-tics Live and Active Podcast. I am Raz, your host, man. We do this every night. This is the Thanksgiving show, man. Hollatics 48. Thanksgiving show. Things we should be thankful for, man. What are you thankful for this season? I would like to hear. Hollatics, what are you thankful for this season? Letting the music wind down. My wife downstairs cooking, but it didn't matter to me. I was still on Holla-tics. Come to my podcast studio and Holla-tics with y'all. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hollatics Live and Active Podcast. I am Raz, your host, chief Hollatician, narrator, orator, and the hardest Negro under 6 feet since Eric Easy to write, Easy E Wright. Peace to the West Coast gangster. My mind be thinking too fast, man. Tonight on the floor, things we should be thankful for. Family, but not like cliche. True gratefulness. A vaccine being found and people's lives being saved. We can find harmony with citizens first, then government. And for the Holla-tics cast, man, I'm thankful for y'all, man. These are a couple of things that I'm thankful for. We're going to go by line, precept, and see where you are. Hollatics, y'all check in tonight. tonight we have on the floor. This is the Holla-tics Live and Active Podcast. Tonight we have on the floor things we should be thankful for. Holla-tics Mike Robinson say, what did Mike Robinson? He said, I'm grateful for life. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my 32 years of living, from losing both of my parents and my sister. And I know this is true. Rob, I went through this with y'all, man. And I'm thankful I'm in my right mind. Holidays hit different now. But I'm thankful that God has kept me. That is true, man. That is Holla-tics Mike Robinson weighing in. He said, I'm grateful for life. I've been through a lot, trials and tribulations in my 32 years of living, from losing both my parents and my sister. I'm thankful I'm in my right mind. Holidays hit different now, but I'm thankful that God has kept me. That is Holla-tics Mike Robinson, which is weighing in on the first line that I have on the screen right now. If you're watching visually, is family, but not cliche, true gratefulness. This is Mike saying he lost both his parents and his sister. Jessie. I knew Jessie myself. I know the Robinson family. He said holidays hit different now, man. That's what I mean by not cliche. Because you turn on every commercial on TV, and, you know, during this time, the holidays, and everybody's talking about family. This is the time you spend with family. And, you know, sometimes I feel like that could be really cliche. Again, me and Kelly was speaking on this earlier. Sometimes we can tend to be really commercial driven around this time, when it's really supposed to be about family. And personally, I can say I'm like Mike. I feel very grateful for my family, my immediate family. You know, as a whole, my whole family, as far as the Harris family, my dad's side of family. You know, my grandmother's like 96 years old. She's the oldest woman in Kendleton, Texas. My grandfather passed. Auntie passed. Uncle passed this. My aunt been passed. My uncle passed this year. Couple relatives. You know, when you look at the Harris side of the family, you know, we didn't experience some losses. And but then, you know, at the same time, I'm grateful that my grandma is like almost 100 years old. She's 96 years old. So when I'm saying gratefulness to family, man, I mean my immediate family, because I was born in the hood. Not born in the hood, but I was raised in the hood. Yeah, in Houston, Texas. And so I think about my wife and my kids. And, you know, all my kids are grown. My youngest son is 18. My oldest son is 18. He's at college. You know, he's away at college. And, you know, my oldest son has graduated college. And I have two girls in between that. And they both grown. One in college and one is works 2 jobs. So I'm talking about kids that came out of my loins. So what's up, Holla-tics? Yo is checking in. This is the Holla-tics Live and Active Podcast. What's up, yo? I ain't seen you in a while, girl. Glad you're tuning in tonight. We're just talking about things we should be thankful for. And I'm kind of like just going on about, you know, my immediate family. When I talk about family, you know, you got the macro, but I'm kind of talking about the micro right now. When I say I'm thankful for my family, the lineage that God has allowed me and my wife to build. I didn't see that, man. You know, I grew up with an unhealthy childhood. Wasn't anybody's fault. But what we should instill in kids, like confidence and, you know, family culture, family harmony. I didn't grow up with a lot of that. And so you can't have something you can't see, right? Just principles. If you say, hey, man, I want this in my life, you got to be able to visualize that stuff first, man. And because I didn't grow up with a harmonious family, I never visualized one for myself. And God did, though, right? God gave me a beautiful wife and kids, and you know, I am thankful for that because every day I look up, I see my kids growing, I see my wife. You know, we empty nesters. I walk around my house like, and I'm like, man, I never really saw this for myself, man. This is something that I believe purely came from God, man. So happy holidays to you, also, yo. So when I say, man, thankful for family, man, it's not cliche to me, man. I am truly grateful for it, as well as Mike weighed in earlier saying, you know, holidays hit different for him too, because you know he lost his parents and his sister Jessie, their oldest sister. Jessie was a close friend of mine. I don't mind sharing this right now. She actually was my mentor when it came to writing. You know, I've been trying to write books for years, and I just couldn't do it. When you think about 300-400 pages, I just couldn't do it. And I remember Jessie hit me up on Facebook, and we got to talking, and she was like, "Oh, I write books, Raz. You could do it." Blah blah blah. She really just mentored me, man. So Mike was saying he lost his sister Jessie. I remember Jessie. Jessie was a mentor of mine, man. So holidays hit different for him. He understands that when we talk about family, it's not just cliche. It's true gratefulness, man. So glad you weighed in on that one, Mike, because that was the first line and precepts of what we talking about. Things we should be grateful for. Holla-tics, y'all weigh in, man. Also, vaccine being found and people's lives being saved. I know it's a lot of you know, mistrust in the government. We talked about this as minorities. It's 30% mistrust in government. 30% of the population mistrust the government. You know, majority of that is probably, well, actually, they said 50% will not take the vaccine. They said 30% of the population have a mistrust for government. It's minorities. And so however you feel about COVID-19 and the pandemic, I'm thankful that they have announced that it's a vaccine and has been found, and that there will be people's lives saved. I have not witnessed any personal deaths in my life because of COVID-19, but I know people who have, and I know people who have caught it. And you know, it's ugly, man. If we look up, it's gonna be 3 months from now, and we're gonna be wearing masks for a whole year. A year went by, man. When you start seeing masks in commercials and in movies, man, this is life for us right now. And prayerfully by the end of 21, man, it will come to an end because the vaccine has been found, man. So I'm thankful for that. Despite my life not being affected much by it, I'm still thankful that there is a vaccine being found and that there will soon be an end to all these deaths, man. 2,000 people died yesterday. I don't know what the number is today. I hadn't been watching the news, but I did watch the news this morning, and they had like another 170,000 confirmed cases and 2,000 deaths, man. And so I'm thankful that you know, that the deaths is gonna come to an end. It's not gonna happen overnight, y'all, but it's gonna come to, you know, a slow taper out. Kelly says it's also driving the market. That is true, man. COVID-19 is driving the market. People are talking, you know, just like I'm talking about, Kelly. They thankful that a vaccine has been found. What's up, Seven Grogan? Holla-tics, Seven Grogan checking in. People are thankful that you know, a vaccine been found, and they responding through reinvesting in the market. And so I'm glad about that, man. You know, I have my schisms and isms when it comes to the vaccine. I personally don't want to stick nothing in my body. You know, but I'm not America. I'm not the however many 100 million people in America. I only represent one of those. So my opinion is not the opinion for the whole country and stuff. And if if they stressed hard enough, of course, I've said this plenty times, I would take the vaccine. So I am thankful that they found one, man, and that they, the 2,000 lives that were lost, yesterday, we won't see a repeat of that a year from now, man. So that is another reason I am thankful. Holla-tics, y'all, check in tonight, man. Things we should be thankful for. This is the Holla-tics Live and Active Podcast. This is the Thanksgiving show, man. I'm taking it easy on y'all, but I'm not, man. Iron sharpens iron, man. We got Holla-tics weighing in from around the country. My man Seven Grogan say Rustling. He's in the building tonight, man. Family is one of the things I've stated I'm thankful for, and it's not cliche with me. I went into my personal story and said my micro family, my kids and my wife. I'm really thankful for that because I didn't see that when I was young, I'm 50, everybody got a hard hood story, and so I don't feel like mine is no special than others, but I didn't see a family when I was a young guy, man. I didn't see it visually. I didn't think I would have one. So when I look at my kids and I see my wife and my beautiful wife, my beautiful kids, man, I'm like, that's not cliche to me when I thank God for my family. I'm saying, I'm like, God, I didn't see this for myself. You did, though. And so what's kingdom, Seven? Also, I'm thankful for the vaccine. Rustling was literally just talking about this. Wow. That's good, man. That means, truth is parallel, and I think I'm going to go off on a wild limb right here, and then we getting close to me continuing to weigh in. I'm going to hit those last two. I'm going to go out on a wild limb. Seven saying Rustling was just literally talking about this. I think ideas are released into the atmosphere. Now, y'all got me on some Rassology right now, man. So this is a special edition of Hollatics. I'm laying out some Rassology right here, man. I think ideas are released into the atmosphere. And I think people who open up themselves, they catch those ideas and they implement them into the natural. You realize everything you see, all this junk you see behind me, lights, the technology, started in somebody's mind. And God is the creator. Seven say the Holy Spirit. That's right. Iron sharpens iron. God is the spirit of creation. And so I think God releases this stuff and he see who gonna grab hold to it and birth it into the natural. I always get ideas when I'm driving. Like, and it's because I think ideas are released to the atmosphere and we grab a hold to them, man. So when you hear truth come from several different places, sources, man, then that is what's in the air right now. So Seven was saying, somebody was literally just talking about that, man. So I think that is just truth being released into the air, brother. I'm just a receptor, I spend a lot of time alone and I concentrate, meditate. I don't call it meditation. It's just me. I think wisdom speaks to us all. We just have to listen to her, man. Holla-tics Gabe Robinson checking in. He say, yeah, I'm thankful for all the things I've been through. Being 32 in this world, and if you knew what I've been through, from losing both of my parents, sister, going through this COVID-19, and I survived all of that because I know that God has greater for me, and my testimony will help a lot of people be made free. That is Gabe Robinson checking in. That is true. Gabe is actually Mike's brother, and so you see them both saying the same thing, man. They both went through a lot, and I can testify on these guys. I can witness to these guys testifying tonight, man, because I've been a friend of the family for years, man. So again, that's the family thing, man, not being cliche. Y'all hear that all the time. People say, man, you should be thankful for your family and this and that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I drive by the bridges downtown in Houston, And I see guys under there, man, and then it be cold weather. And we get cold in Houston, but it get cold in other places. So I'm just thinking, man, if Houston's guys under this bridge, man, look how cold they are. I'm thinking about some of the other places where homeless people be. And so, man, that rids me of cliches and just complaining and stuff that I think, oh man, it's so sometimes let's go to number 3 because that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm thankful we can find some harmony with citizens first, then with government. We have to learn to be considerate and thankful for each other, man. And I'm thankful we will do that. We will figure that out in 21 because we have to, man. We lean a lot on government and we want the president to act right and we want Congress members to act right and we want, we don't want to see our mayor smoking crack in the with a hooker in the hotel room. But the truth is, man, our leadership is only a reflection of us, man. And so I think as citizens, man, we got to find some harmony first before we find it in government. And I'm thankful for it. I'm just not hoping that. I'm thankful that it's taking place, that it's happening, man. So that is also on my list of things I should be thankful for. If you're just tuning in, it's the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast. We kind of coming down. We're going over things we should be thankful for. Hey, Hollatics weighing in. Of course, I'm discussing what you see on the screen here. Family, I'm thankful for. Not cliche, but true gratefulness, man. Vaccine being found. Lives being saved. 2,000 people died of COVID-19 just yesterday, man. So I'm thinking, I'm thankful that a year from now that will come to a close. We won't hear about this type of stuff. I'm thankful that we find harmony amongst us as citizens first, and then we find harmony in the government because that's the order of it, y'all. It's not top down, it's bottom up, man. And so those are a couple things I'm thankful for. Seven Grogan is weighing in. He said, I just came from his live and joined yours, and he was talking about the same thing. It was crazy and amazing how the Holy Ghost puts a message in the hearts as a whole. We are the church. That is true, 7. Just going back to what I was saying, I think truth, God speaks truth, right? Us Bible thumpers. You might be tuning into the show and you don't believe in this crap me and 7 talking about. It's true, I'm telling you. God will release what he want to say, and those that are open, man, we open ourselves and we take the message and we echo it, And when you the first person, when God releases something in the atmosphere and you the first person that grab it, you become that voice. And then everybody else begin to echo, and that's how the message gets spread, man. So I'm not shocked, 7. I'm glad it happened with me. It shows me I'm in tune, but I'm not shocked, bro. Like Kanye say, y'all really shocked, but I'm really not. I'm glad I'm in tune. That's what's up, 7. Holla-tics Gay Robinson, I'm thankful for the Holla-tics and everyone in this group, and I'm thankful for our relationship to Raz. That is number 4 on my list, Gabe. For the Holla-tics Live Cast, we have meaningful conversations here, man. Gabe took the words right. I'm telling you, Gabe, we be thinking alike, bro. We like twins or something, bro. Y'all already twins. You and Mike twins. I'm like a triplet with y'all, man. Because I said the same thing, man. That was my number 4. I'm thankful for the Holla-tics Live Interactive Podcast, man. I'm thankful that we get to sit here and have these conversations. Again, I've talked about this I don't know where. Maybe an interview, maybe on the show. But I always had, I do interview, all that, because of the rap stuff. So I'm everywhere somewhere. I'm one big running stream. What I talk about here, I'm talking about other places. And so I be trying to recall where I said certain stuff. But I said this before, man. I said, man, if we can have meaningful conversations, we can change stuff on our own before it gets to the place where you have civil unrest and you have people acting out of violence or you know, it get to that place where pressure gets so built up that boom, you know, it explodes, man. And I would always hear celebrities talk about, you know, we need to have a conversation. Or when people talk about racism or you know, classism or genders or whatever, and they be like, we need to have a conversation. And I always hear people have conversations about the conversation. I never saw people actually have the conversation though. So I am thankful for the Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast because we have the conversations here. We don't talk about having the conversations. We have the conversations right here, man. So Gabe took the words out of my mouth for the Hollatic Live Cast and the meaningful conversations, man. I am so thankful for that, man. Hollatics 7 Grogan say, you guys are my true family. Hollatic for life. I'm telling you, we shirting up, y'all. We shirting up next year. We're going to have all kinds of gear. That way when people, you know, we Hollatics, man. We're going to blow this thing big, man. And I am so elated that we're building something that is not, you know, not thin or trend, right? It's actually a place we meet and we have meaningful conversations. And iron sharpen iron, as 7 said, man. So I'm thankful for you guys, man. Got a million other things I could be thankful for, but the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast had to be on my list because I did want to point that out, man, as so many other people are saying. Hollatics 7 Grogan say, Raz, you went from OG gospel rap legend to my big brother, man. I'm honored, 7. I'm humbled. And I tell you why. It's not just because you shared that with me. I be looking at your post, 7, and I go through your stuff, man, and you send me music, and I realize you're not just a nutcase, man. You are a very intelligent guy. I believe a very strong man of God, wise man. And so for you to tell me something like that, brother, I am humbled and honored at the same time, man. And it is true, brother. I am here for you. All of my Hollatics, man. But y'all know that though. Before this show, before we even got the label as Hollatics, man, y'all know that I was always here for y'all, man. So we're coming to the end of the hour, but we still gonna talk it out, man. You know, tonight on the floor, Hollatics Live Interactive Podcast is things we should be thankful for. A couple things I put out here on the floor: family, the vaccine, harmony in citizens, and then in the government, and also the Hollatic Live Interactive Podcast. Hollatics 7 Grogan say, he say, thank you. That means the world to me. It is true, 7. I mean that, man. If you heard my music, you know me. You know, I don't build a certain character in my music and then become somebody else in the real world. So you already knew me when you knew my music. So, brother, that is you could take those words I gave you to the bank tonight, man. But Hollatics, if you just tuning in, shame on you. We're on our way out of here, man. But we're talking about things we should be thankful for. Kind of laid back tonight. You notice I didn't go into my whole spiel about intensity and I need you to weigh in. Because, yeah, we're going to be thankful. We're going to lay back tonight, man. Y'all still have time to weigh in. Keep the conversation going. Hollatic Yo says, blessings to all of you and your families. I'm thankful for all of you. Blessings to my brother and sister from a different mother and the same heavenly Father. That's what's up, yo. Hollatic Yo is weighing in. Hollitician Yo. Glad to see you, girl. I know you had a birthday a few weeks ago as well, man. I want to tell you happy birthday. My birthday was yesterday, so and I didn't publicize it. All of y'all told me happy birthday, of course. You know, I'm a real low-key guy when it comes to all of that, man. So I wanted to say happy birthday to you, yo. Thanks for weighing in, tuning in tonight. Yes, says Seven Grogan. Listen, Holla-tics, man. Y'all continue the conversation. I done went over a minute. Even on a laxated show like this, we still go over because it just feels good to be here with y'all, man. Y'all continue the conversations, man. Y'all follow each other. Share the show. Tell friends. Go download the audio. And as I tell you every night, Holla-tics, I told my wife I was going to start saying this. Appreciate it, Kelly. Happy birthday, bro. Appreciate that, kid. I told my wife I was going to pick up a saying from one of my mentors, Jesus Lopez. He says, may God grant you the desires of your heart. He say, may God richly bless you and grant you all the desires of your heart. I think I'm going to pick that up. Appreciate that, yo. Appreciate the happy birthday, yo. May God richly bless you and grant you all the desires of your heart. And if he's given you the power and the opportunity to make a change in somebody's life, that means that is exactly what he wants you to do. No reason to ask everybody, you know, what should I do? You already know what you should do. If you got the opportunity and the power to change somebody's life, you better do it, man. And like my guy Pickle Juice would say every night, walk with the king and be a blessing in all things. That is actually a quote he got from Reverend Ike. Holla-tics, man. I'm going to see y'all Monday. We won't have a show Thanksgiving or Friday, man. So I will see y'all Monday, man. Y'all write me in topics. Next week, we will be talking about women in power. Yo, you got to check in next week, yo, because we talking about women in power. We talking about women who making power moves in businesses. Also sectors that don't need men. So I've been impressed by what women have been doing in business lately. So y'all definitely tune in Monday, man. I will see y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed Thanksgiving. DM me. Y'all all know y'all can DM me over the holidays, man. And of course, I will answer you guys. I will see you guys on Monday, man. Y'all be blessed.